I asked Senator Adam Schiff here last week when the subject of Trump's sliding poll numbers came up. Okay, but how are the Democrats going to blow it this time? This is how.
No one thought Bill Maher would so hilariously destroy Adam Schiff on live television, but that happened. Maher didn't yell, didn't lecture, he just tore apart Adam's whole narrative in front of the audience. But before we move further, take 2 seconds, smash subscribe and ring that bell, because every single moment of this breakdown is coming up. Now buckle up, because this wasn't a debate.
This statement from the administration: the president had the constitutional authority to direct the use of military force because he could reasonably determine that such use of force was in the national interest. That's too vague for you?
Totally vague.
Okay, because that's from Obama, about Libya.
That quote Schiff just trashed? It wasn't Trump's, it came straight from his own party's golden boy. He attacked it without thinking, just because he figured it was the other side. That's not principle, folks. That's a knee-jerk reaction wearing a costume. Schiff doesn't have beliefs. He has a team jersey, and Maher just ripped it off him in front of the whole country.
This statement from the administration: the president had the constitutional authority to direct the use of military force because he could reasonably determine that such use of force was in the national interest. That's too vague for you?
Totally vague.
Okay, because that's from Obama, about Libya.
Well, Obama made the argument initially that he could go into Syria without an authorization. I and many others pushed back on that argument. Ultimately, he did not go forward with going after Assad, even though Assad was gassing his own people, because he thought he might lose the vote in Congress. But I respect the fact that was important to him. And the fact that he did not have the support of Congress meant that we weren't going to go forward.
And honestly, just watch how nervous he is here. He's caught, he's stuck, and you can see he knows it. He runs to history, to rules, to every lawyer trick in the book. It sounds smooth, it sounds smart, and it's worth nothing. It's the sound of a guy trying to rebuild a wall after the whole house already fell on his head. This is Schiff's only move. When the facts trap him, he drowns you in words and hopes you don't notice he already lost. There's a reason Maher kept poking at one topic, because for years that topic was Adam Schiff. So Maher dragged him right back to it.
But, I mean, the Mueller report is, at the end of the day, you know, that firecracker that, you know, goes up and then the one that fizzles. You know, oh, look, nothing. Do you think you guys relied too much on that?
Look, I was always of the opinion, number one, that the Office of Legal Counsel opinion that you can't indict a sitting president was wrong.
Oh, good.
That, in fact, you can indict a sitting president. I think there are prudential reasons not to try someone who's the President of the United States, but particularly when there's any risk of the statute of limitations running. If the president commits a crime, they should be indicted.
And honestly, Maher boiled Schiff's entire mission down to one thing: a firework. It rockets up, the whole crowd turns to watch, and then it just dies out into nothing. And then Adam slips into legal theory, hiding behind the fine print about whether you can charge a president. And that's the deeper crack with this man. Doesn't matter how big the buildup was, doesn't matter how many years he hyped it, doesn't matter how confident he stood, the second his swing comes up empty, he won't own it. He just opens the rulebook and hopes nobody remembers he missed in front of the whole country. This is where Maher stopped playing and went for the throat.
But this was our big gun. Now it just looks like you're stalking him. I think in the eyes of the people who don't follow it that closely, which is most of the country, here's the thing about Bob Mueller. He's like the last person, maybe the last thing in America that left and right agreed on. Left and right basically agreed. This is a guy of honor. This is an honest guy. This is an honest broker. Whatever he says goes. Americans are not into details. Don't read it to me, Bob. Just give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down. The fact that he was like,
And honestly, this is the line that should stick to Schiff forever. To every normal American who wasn't sitting through every minute of those hearings, Maher laid it out plain. By the end, it had stopped looking like justice. It started looking like a man stalking his target and not letting go no matter what. Sit with that for a second. Even the one investigator both sides actually respected couldn't give Schiff the verdict he was so desperate for. He got hesitation. And here's the deeper crack. After years of promises, hesitation isn't a small setback. It's a humiliation. Schiff bet the whole party on a sure thing, and the sure thing just shrugged.
I'm not there yet on impeachment. I may get there, he may get me there. But here's the awful dilemma that we face. If we don't impeach him, that sends a message that this kind of conduct, this obstruction of justice, this kind of willing use of the help of a foreign adversary, all the lies and cover-up, that this is non-impeachable. At the same time, if we do impeach him, and he is acquitted as he would likely be acquitted, then the message is those are not impeachable offenses.
Now watch him trip over his own words. Listen to him lay out his impossible choice and hear what he's really admitting. There was no winning move. None. Impeach and you hand Trump a gift. Don't impeach and you give up the whole fight. That's not strategy. That's a man telling you on live TV that he walked his whole party into a wall and called it leadership. And that's exactly why people stop believing a word he says. Pull back for a second, because this is way bigger than one failed case. This is a trust problem. A whole party that bet everything on one man, one obsession, one promise, and got left holding an empty gun when it all went bust. And Maher was just getting warmed up.
I don't have a clue what you think about health care. I've never heard it.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you're for Medicare for all or improve Obamacare or get a chicken. I don't know what.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know what.
Here's what I was telling my colleagues.
This is the knockout, and Schiff never got back up. Maher points out he can list everything Schiff thinks about one foreign scandal but can't name one single thing the man believes about your actual life. Healthcare, nothing. Anything, nothing. Here's what I want you to get. A politician known for one thing and nothing else isn't a leader, he's a one-trick pony. And then it gets worse. Schiff admits he was quietly telling his own candidates to stop talking about the very thing that made him famous. He built his whole career on a story he was secretly begging his own party to bury. That's the scam. Right there. One sentence. And that's why Maher kept hammering the question this whole party is scared of. If the gun's always loaded, why does it never go off?
Work. You know, I mean, it's amazing the way we have these elections, and it seems like when I look before the election, boy, the ammunition that the Democrats have to fire is just, God, they're just loaded, and then it doesn't work. Why doesn't this message land?
You know, it landed in November of this last year in the special elections. We were disciplined, we focused on...
A little late.
This is the wound that won't close. Every election the Democrats look stacked, loaded, ready, and every election they fire blanks. And Schiff's big comeback? A win in the small races. Maher's answer was instant, brutal, too late to matter, and Schiff couldn't even fight it. He folded right there, basically saying the win showed up long after the real fight was already lost. That's a man admitting he doesn't matter and not even hearing himself say it. And here's the turning point, because this rot goes way past one guy. So Maher turns the spotlight on the one state Democrats run top to bottom.
Well, the central part of that question is that California, I'm sorry to say this, a beautiful state, has become Exhibit A in progressive misgovernance. And if you're going to tax industries straight out of the country, if you're going to continue to lose, 100,000, 200,000 people every year who have to leave here because it's unaffordable, because housing is unaffordable, you're going to create an example of what Americans don't want from the left. So Democrats, and my colleague Ezra Klein is doing this, are taking a good hard look at California and saying, we're not that.
The case was brutal. Hard numbers. Businesses taxed clean out of the state. Houses nobody can afford. Hundreds of thousands of people packing up and leaving every single year. This is what Democratic government actually builds when nobody stops it. And here's the part that buries Schiff. He didn't even fight back. He folded again, admitting the whole thing needs serious fixing. That's not spin, that's surrender. When even the defender says the house is on fire, the argument is over. And that brings us to the last nail, the culture stuff. Because Maher's whole point is this: he never left the left. The left lost its mind and left him behind.
Let's get this straight. It's not me who's changed. It's the left, who is now made up of a small contingent who've gone mental.
His take is blunt, and he's right. A loud little group has totally lost it, and a scared big group is too afraid to say one word. That's the sickness eating this party from the inside. And Maher wasn't done. He had one last crazy example ready to go.
California just passed a law requiring large retailers to have a non-gendered toy section. A non-gendered toy section?
A brand new law about how to line up toys on a store shelf. Let that sink in. A party drowning in real problems. Healthcare, housing, people running for the exits, and this is where they put their energy. Toy aisles. This is the party Adam Schiff stands up for. This is the machine he defends every night on TV, wasting time on silly nonsense while the whole state empties out behind him. So let me be crystal clear about what we just watched. Bill Maher walked Adam Schiff into a friendly studio and took him apart on every front. beaten on foreign policy, deflated on the scandal that made him, cornered on impeachment, exposed as a man with no real beliefs, and forced to give up on the economy stuff, not once but twice. This wasn't one bad night, this was the diagnosis. A whole party that traded winning for purity tests and toy shelves, led by a man who can talk for 10 minutes straight and still lose the room in 10 seconds. So tell me down in the comments, how does a party this lost keep wondering why it loses? And the big one, when you build your whole career on taking down one man, what's left of you when he's still standing? If you enjoyed this breakdown, please hit the like button and also subscribe to our channel for more breakdowns like this. Thanks for watching our video.